contributions that we can have as an HR practitioners. So then also I would like to share with you some numbers to have more awareness about the impact that we have in our practice as talent and in talent management. All of us, we know that we are living uncertain times, but something that I brought my attention while I was preparing this presentation is that the numbers and the challenges have been consistent over time. I don't know you, but for me, since I started my career more than 20 years ago, I have heard that the talent management, the talent acquisition, the war for talent is present. So our companies and us as executives, as a professionals, we always have been concerned about how to acquire and how to develop the talent. This is a source from Deloitte in a document that they share as a Talent Age 2020. What is very impressive to me is that in comparison with the survey that they realized between 2009 and 2020, the components are pretty much the same in terms of the strategic issues that they were looking to have more attention and put more attention on it. So the numbers are there. At least more than 4 executives in 10 in this survey, they were expressing their talent concerns. So that means that they are probably experiencing shortage, or they are not sure how are their pipelines. And on your right side, you can see what are the strategic issues that we are looking to have. And if we do a review on that issues, they are related really with the improving the overall operation. I am not going to read it. I just want to invite you to do a look, but are pretty much consistent with what we are experiencing right now. So they are looking to acquire, to serve the customers, to expand into global markets, to leverage technology, and to capitalize all the investments that they do in talent. So I don't know what you think, but I think it's kind of a confirmation, kind of shocking confirmation that we have these concerns pretty much since forever. And other source that it's important to have in consideration is this survey from McKinsey, where they represent what are their concerns in terms of closing the skill gaps. We were expecting that between 2030 and 2050, we were going to have the most relevant gaps in terms of skills because the impact of the technology. Really, what we are experiencing right now is that these times are now. So we are living these hybrid environments, and where right now we are experiencing this challenge to work in the skills and to try to reduce or hopefully to close these gaps. So this is how is distributed the skills, and I think it's very interesting because again confirm that what all our concerns and all our strategies and activities, if we are working on talent, we are in the right path. So again, this is a survey related to identify where are going to be the areas that are going to be more impacted in terms of skill gaps. And I'm pretty sure all of you are having this concern about what is going to happen in each of these business or sectors that we need to work. So Certainly, technology is creating this impact. So now we need to focus and improve these skills um, rapidly in our talent. The data analytics is going to be one of the most important areas to develop. So then our talent management process becomes relevant because we are working with one of the most precious treasures that a company have. That is the talent, their people. And for all the models and methodologies, I like to represent and share with you this process because to me it is a good summary of 6 critical processes that we have in HR, in talent management. The first one that goes from talent acquisition. For all the recruiters, headhunters, HR teams that are very, very concerned about identify and attract the right talent, this is where the process, it seems at the start, but in reality, all these key processes are linked, and we need to focus and manage on our energy across all of them. So it's so important to acquire the right talent, but it's equally important the onboarding part to create this engagement once we made the decision to hire a person. But when we already hire a person, it's very important to work on their development because in talent management, we work with the skills and we work with capabilities. And it is important that we create enough career plans to develop the talent in our company. Equally important is to know how they perform and once they are part of the company. And succession planning, it's a crucial process because we need to know and to predict what are the expected movements that we are going to have in our company. If we have the right pipelines, if we have the right bench, if we are ready in terms of have the right people at the right moment. So we need to be able to visualize what's going on, how is distributed our talent. And then we need to be able to planning our workforce. And it is very important that in all these processes, we pay focus in 2 components. On your left side, I put a strategy because on that left side is everything related to the business. Where are the outcomes? What are the strategic plans? What are the challenges? What is the culture of the company? Overall, what is the strategy? And also on your right side, you are going to see the results because everything that we do in terms of talent management needs to be reflected in the outcome, on the results. So this is critical. It is critical that we pay focus on where are we failing or where we are doing very good or where we need to reinforce. So if we are working in talent acquisition, we need to understand very well our business to know where are we going. And if we work in all areas or different areas of HR, we need to know how we can contribute to this process and manage in an effective way. So overall, one of our objectives as HR professionals is to ensure the talent readiness. And I choose this image because to me, it represents, I think, very well what we do because we work with pace, we work with challenges, we work with rhythm, and the talent needs to be right, but needs to be in the right moment as well. And according with the culture and having this synchrony across our company. And then it is important to return to the essentials. To me, one of the main challenges that we are facing right now in the talent management world is to keep the balance and to be objective and to make decisions based on facts. And two basic components to achieve that is to focus on performance. That means what you can do it now for a company, and also over time talk about potential. What you could do if you continue working with that company, leveraging your skills, your traits, your capabilities, your competencies, whatever you name it, it's is the way that you are contribute to your company. And it's important that we will be able to articulate what we want in our people. So people analytics, HR data, metrics are crucial in our process. Other component of our essentials is the talent strategy. The talent strategy is really to understand how we attract, how we identify the talent, what we look. And this sounds simple, but we know that it's not so simple. How many times have you heard that someone say, I want to hire the best talent? The question is, well, what is the best talent for you? What does it mean for your company, the best talent? And most of the time, the challenges are to really identify or create a talent strategy, because you need to know how you are going to do all these stages, from the talent attraction to transition your people or even release. So really to manage the talent, because it's going to be normal, voluntarily or no, people, all of us, we have a cycle in a company. It's the life cycle of employees. So we need to have a strategy. For example, companies are betting to say, I'm going to develop my own talent. I'm going to attract young talent earlier in their career, and I'm going to put focus on their potential of what they can do over time if I develop them. Okay, that's a strategy. Other strategy could be, I do not have time to really invest in my people now, so I need to bring more senior expertise, more mature, because I really need that they perform right away. So then my strategy is to find this mature talent. Or my strategy could be, I need to also balance the way that my talent is distributed. I really believe in the internal talent and my bench, and I'm going to do a very strong internal process to promote my talent and to balance what talent I acquire. Or other strategy could be, okay, you know what? I am not going to develop talent. I am not going to acquire talent. I'm just going to rent the talent. I'm just going to subcontract talent. Okay, that's a strategy. So we need to know what we do, how we allocate the talent, because this is what talent management does. It's not just to acquire, it's not just to hire, it's really to look around and say, you know what, I know perfectly what to do with my talent. I can allocate it, I can deploy, or I can let them go because these are not working anymore for any reason. It could be because the person is not performing well, or it's because the company is not going the same direction that they used to be. So this part is what we call talent strategy, and we need to feel comfortable. We need to be able to manage in a way that is ethical and is for the well-being of the people and the business. And to do that, something that is very, very important is to have the ability to visualize how is our talent distributed. So again, people analytics, super important. Data, data, data. We are in the trend of big data, yes, and that's one of our strengths if we apply correctly. Amazing opportunity to use dashboards. Ideally, in just one page, you could be able to identify your talent distribution. Personally, I'm a huge fan of the 9 boxes model, and this combination between performance and talent, this combination between what a person can do in the present and what they can do in the future. And at the end, what we need to know is develop these capabilities to visualize and to make decisions accordingly. Another essential is to focus on the business. I'm going to ask you a question. What do you think that it's more important, the business or the people? What do you think? Let me read you on the chat. And this is a tricky question. Okay, this is a tricky question, but I want to read what you think about that. Okay, so I'm going to expect a little bit more. Okay, about people. Okay, people. Yeah, I love that. Okay, now I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that it's a tricky question. This is a tricky question because on an effective talent management model, talent management approach, the people is a huge component of the business. One of the biggest challenges that we are having right now is that historically, they were trying to having 2 forces. The one is high people orientation and the other is high business orientation. In talent management, what we do is to really balance both and integrate it in a way that is a holistic approach. We cannot talk about business separately of people, and we cannot talk people separately for the business, because one is the complement of the other, and the other is the reason why they exist. So that's why in talent management, we talk about business, but when we talk about business, it's really because the people are immersed in the business. And we are looking the business outcomes. And when we say business outcomes, is because also we are talking about people outcomes. Because something that we learn is that companies cannot deploy their strategies, cannot achieve their outcomes if the people do not make it happen. So that's why this needs to be linked together. So it's not a piece separately of the puzzle. It's just one puzzle working together. Does it make sense? And then one of our important contributions is to help the company and help the practice to be in balance and in alignment. Sometimes I'm very concerned when I see too much emphasis on the employee experience, on the user experience, person experience, and not in the overall experience of all users, leaders, HR, employees, and again, this needs to be the right balance. It is important the business, and because it's important the business, it's important our people. And you can say it in the opposite way, but the outcome is the same. People, it's important because the business is important. So, and that's why we believe that technology is an enabler. So nowadays, one of the most important decisions that we can make is to choose what technology we are going to acquire and why and how we are going to deploy it. Because it is important to leverage the experience, to create these unique experiences that make our clients remember us. It really doesn't matter what's going to be the outcome, but we are human-centric oriented. We are looking to excel in our impact and in the talent management part. So assessments is one of the most powerful tools that we can implement to really identify and assess the skills of our people. The use of artificial intelligence and machine learning, especially in talent acquisition, is becoming important. All these effects that we are challenging and we are facing it right now, for example, ghosting or lack of right talent, etc. We can really fight fairly. We identify and we deploy the right technology. And again, we need to have, as HR teams, we need to have the capabilities to visualize where we stand. The analytics, the HR metrics, the data becomes important. And then when we know what to look, we really are able to appreciate it and to reward it and to manage the talent. And this is one of the objectives that we are looking to have. Be certain about what we look. So how to start? This is 5 steps that you can do to start. First, I highly recommend that you work in a competencies model. You need to know precise what skills, what capabilities your people need. And you need to understand well before you look for the talent. The second part that you need to do is to work on talent identification. And to do that, 2 components, performance and potential. That will allow you to be more certain on your decisions. The third part or step is to be able to align the strategic business with your human capital strategic plan. It needs to be in alignment. You cannot have a goal that is an HR goal and it's not in alignment with the efforts of the company. So you need to be supported and in alignment. That's why the talent strategy is important. When you experience a lot of fight or pressure with budgets, support, commitment with the leaders, it's probably because the talent strategy is not clear. What I have learned is when you have a strategy and the leaders see the impact and the contribution of that strategy, they are going to support you because they need the talent. It's exhausting to do not have enough talent or the right talent when you need it. So our contribution is to help leaders to ensure that they have the talent. And the 5th step is you need to choose and deploy technology. I do not see any other tool that could help you other than that. But if you follow these steps, I really think that you are going to have a good progress, and your clients they are going to know it. And that's why also I think it's important to have new obsessions at the HR. So yes, the customer obsession, be customer centric, look for the agility and collaboration in human capital, have deep understanding of the business and deep understanding of our client, have this obsession for learning, talent development, and capabilities development, having this capacity to master really your people analytics and the business analytics and be able to talk in a way that they become part of your actions and your strategies, and have the technology as enabler to create these memorable experiences. So some tips to work with. The first one, you need to assess your talent management process. What you are doing right now, what you can do better. If your talent acquisition is doing good, okay, what else you can do for the talent development? If your talent development is doing good, probably you don't need to work too much in the talent acquisition part because you don't have really too much open positions. So probably you have a great retention and your employees. So you need to assess how is your process. The tip number 2 is you need to think in the now and in the future. And now it is going to become simpler in a way that is we know that our hybrid environments right now are uncertainty, but what we can be sure is that if we know what we need in our talent now, that will help us to predict what we need in the future. The tip number 3 is build your capabilities. And this is very important because HR, we need to think in us first, and we need to lead by example. So we need to assess and work and how can we leverage our power. And that's why it's important to build our capabilities. Again, if I am very strong in data and people analytics, that's perfect. But if I need to work more on this customer-centric orientation, okay, that is an opportunity. So we need to build those capabilities. The tip number 4 is to build strategic partnerships. We need to work with the leaders in the company. 3 positions that I think could be a good start. CFOs, CHROs working together, marketing working together, IT working together. So are all possible combinations, but you need to build these strategic partnerships because at the end of the day, what we do is to help the leaders and the company manage their talent. So if they commit and they involve in the process, that will be a tremendous help because they are going to lead the way in terms of what they want to do with their talent. The tip number 5 is to acquire and leverage technology. It's going to be fun. You just need to choose wisely because are tons of options for HRIS systems, so talent attraction systems, dashboards, methodologies, models. Choose whatever you think that you need and thinking the why you need to deploy that technology. The tip number 6 is be objective. So focus on the competencies and in the data. It's super important. The tip number 7 is to look for the alignment between business plans and human capital plans. Always in alignment. The tip number 8 is to work in creating your talent bench and your talent pipelines. This is something that you always need to work with, and it is the core of the talent management. We always are developing talent. The tip number 9 is be ambitious, because you know what? We are having the most precious, one of the most precious values and treasures in a company, that is the people. Okay, so we need to ask for the best. And the tip number 10 is to really enjoy the journey, because to create a culture of talent management, it takes time. It's really to build the process, the culture, to empower the people. But at the end of the day, this is a journey. I do not know a company yet that they say that they feel entirely satisfied what they are achieving. And I think that is awesome, because we always have the capabilities to develop more, to innovate, and to discover new capabilities under people. So this is a quick journey, fast track about talent management. This is my contact information. So please feel free to contact me, and I would love to hear from you, comments, questions, challenges. As I say, what makes this community amazing is when we share and when we discuss.
Thank you so much, Yvonne. I wanted to take some time and really thank you for this. I personally love the diagrams. It really lays it out in a much really easier way than really trying to comprehend it in all the aspects. But I wanted to open up for conversation and questions. So if you guys have any questions for Yvonne, let's have a good conversation now. So feel free to chime in, unmute yourself, turn on your camera if you want to, and we look forward to it.
Hello.
Hey, Nikki.
Hey, I'll get my camera situated here in a minute. I'm kind of like Kathy with toddlers. So, yes, great presentation, Yvonne. I really liked the slides. They were very succinct and crisp, and conveyed the message very well. One of the things I wanted to ask you is about talent development plans. And, you know, what is your thoughts on timing to make sure they don't become plans that are really good and robust, but they just kind of sit on the shelf? So I don't know if you recommend an interval like every quarter or more regularly, that leaders make sure that, one, their plans are visible, and that the rest of the leadership team knows what those plans are and are actively working to support those talent plans of leadership, development employees.
I love the question, Nikki. Great question. And what I can say that it depends. I do not think that it are the precise rule of timing. What it is important, and what I suggest is that you have an open conversation with your leaders and pass the role to lead to them, to hold these conversations between them and their employees, their team. It happens very often that we create so robust plans with so much actions that we are not able to track them. So I like to think in a model that probably can help you is the 70-20-10, right? That is put focus on actions that you can develop doing and are become challenged on your role, and have coaching or mentorship, also have a less percentage of formal actions. But it's something that you can talk with your team, with your leaders, and certainly empower them to make those smart decisions between the leader and the associate, the employee. And they need to work together and make the right decisions.
Yeah, and Nikki, I'm also seeing from my end, the agile approach is definitely what they're looking for, because there's a concept that when people want to develop, they want to develop in that moment. If they have to wait to the next quarter to do that formal process, you're missing out on the overall trajectory and the momentum of growth for employees. So having a way for them to proactively do it on the job or with a mentor, or a way where they can just go and pick up those skills, is much more powerful than having into a formal process, because it really kills the momentum, which is what excites employees when they're doing it. So.
Great, thank you. Thank you both.
Thank you, Nikki. Great question.
Do we have any other questions from anybody else? Sarah, Dario, anybody?
It could be questions, challenge.
No, hi, this is Sarah. No, I'm just kind of listening and here in the background. I really enjoyed it. So thank you all for presenting. I appreciate that.
No problem. Thank you for joining, Sarah.
Thank you, Sarah.
Dario reminded me to record the meeting, so thank you for that, Dario. I recorded it, and we have a link. So if you guys want to watch it in the future, or have it for record, just let us know, and we'll be able to send that now.
That sounds good.
All right. Well, if there's no any good questions, we'll give the rest of the time back to your day. But we have actually one message here. Let's see. Oh, Darius had great presentation.
Okay. Thank you. We really are happy to see you. As Andy said, we would love to see you again in future events. As I was sharing with you, we believe that this community is great because we are on this together, and we have also the trust to ask questions, to share concerns, and sometimes also we have open forums to say, we are going to learn today from each other. We have different models, but really this is what we are passionate about, to share and to open conversations that help us to be better in what we do as HR professionals, and also help our companies to be better.
Yeah, and please participate in the community. I mean, there's so many ways. Attending the meetings is only one of the ways. We have a few openings as well to join the Hacking HR chapter. So if you'd like to be more involved or you'd like to participate, we have a few openings. It's really a volunteer opportunity, but it's a lot of great networking and great way to really think about the ways to improve HR. And then if you also are interested to speak or you know a speaker that would like to feature a certain topic, please let us know. So that's another way that we can participate. So we look forward to it. And hopefully in 2021, we get to see everybody in person as well. That's what I'm excited about. Hopefully seeing everybody and shaking hands and meeting everybody. But in the meantime, this digital way is working because we're having people attend from multiple cities, not just Dallas. So thank you for joining.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Andy.